AI for home service-based business owners doing 7 to 8 figures. What do you use? In one of my previous videos, I talked about high-level use cases and high-leverage cases where you could actually put it in where you're already making money to make things more efficient, as well as just use systems that you don't already have to go 10 times faster without hiring a bunch more people. In this video, I actually wanted to break down some specific examples that I'm using for my own company and my clients at my marketing agency, RoofIgnite. We help 100 roofing companies do more than $2.5 million a year in America. Right now, our goal is to add 7 figures to their top line every single year. So I'm going to hop straight in and show you how it is that we've been accomplishing that, starting with my own company's use cases for marketing. One of the biggest issues when you're trying to scale your meta ads, Google ads, door knocking campaigns, anything of that matter, is things break. Like, what got you to a certain point of scale at, maybe like 10K a month or $1 million a year worth of sales, it breaks when you try to scale it like 3, 5, 10 times higher, because the source is being marketing. You're spending much more money and you're putting out much more resources, so you don't have as much time to give feedback, recoup, and take actions and reallocate budget, attention, time, investments into the right ones that are actually driving the revenue and taking it away from the ones that don't. Which is why for my own company, I built out a system that's allowed me to do this very systematically, where I don't have to look through like 4 different data sources, like my ad account on Facebook. I don't have to look through a Google sheet with a bunch of different lead names on it. I don't have to ask my sales rep, hey, what's the status on this? And most importantly, I don't have to make these decisions looking in between different tabs. Everything's in one place, and I have a system about making decisions because I've actually spent the time to invest into using AI to build this out for myself. So let's hop right in. This is my ad performance monitor. Essentially, there's a couple campaigns that I'm running for my company to get roofing companies such as yourself, HVAC companies, gutter companies, siding companies, windows, every single contracting niche that's high ticket through the door, so that I can help them with their marketing. All right, something like this that looks pretty similar, right? We have an ad account. This is likely what you've seen before when it comes to when you're trying to get homeowner leads for your company. Something that is very misleading is like, how do I actually know which campaigns are doing good? If you've seen success, you know that by this point, since you're seasoned, this cost per result column saying like between typically like 100 to 350 for a homeowner appointment, it's so out of whack because the result that shows up here doesn't show the truth. It's what Facebook sees, but maybe you see a different number. It could be better on your end or worse. That being said, it's hard to go off of what Facebook says. It's also hard to go off of like just cost per result on appointment alone, because you also have cost per sale, your cost per close. Your close rate might be higher for specific campaigns. It might be lower. You might be failing overall. You might have had a campaign that was doing really good, and then over time, a couple months down the line, you can't even get it back to where it was because you're not able to act fast enough. If it was able to work before, it's able to work now. You just have to take the right actions. And so it's about tightening the feedback loop. So instead of doing this, I put it all into one direction. I have this spend. I know how many leads came in. I know how many of those leads are actually qualified based on my company's metric. For your company, it might be different. It might be like they have to have 2 people show up. They have to be somebody who needs a roof replacement. They have to be somebody who's needing a replacement soon in the next 3 months. Could be stuff like that. I also have, based on the appointments that should have happened, like how many of them showed up, how many of them did we close, and what was the revenue we collected. This number will look very different because your average ticket is probably higher than mine, because we charge different pricing based on our setups. But this is the setup. You're able to see essentially names of all the leads if it means anything to you. And if you were to click into an example lead, it would show you the lead's profile as well as like previous contact attempts, and it's all in one place. The highest leverage thing you can do is just quickly skim through this, and based on different layers, if you're layer 1, which is what I like to call like your return on investment, your cost per sale, your cost per appointment, if all those numbers and your returns on a given campaign is actually good, then that's when you want to scale it. And if it's not good, then that's when you want to pull it back. So what I've done is I put it all into one area so I don't have to look and scramble between all different campaigns and lead sources and data sources. That's so inefficient. I know what my return on ad spend is. Obviously, this should be way higher for your company, but whatever metric you set, which I think this should be closer to like 8 to 10 minimum for a home service business company, you're able to see in real time based on the campaigns that you have outside of Facebook, because Facebook is garbage if you want to have just tracking the like actual sales. It's better to create something of your own so you're able to see from which campaigns within Facebook are actually generating the sales. That's what I have set up. I'm also able to see like recency bias. So based on the spend in the past couple of days, yes, it might have done well before, but as you know, things are not always 100% consistent. So when does it drop off? Because then again, you have to switch between different views on Facebook. You have to talk to your marketer and you have to be like, hey, like I noticed a slowdown. But like, how do you actually quantify it? It's good because if you are a CEO, which you should be, and you're the owner of a company, you should be able to see all this data. The numbers are the most important thing because the numbers do what? They inform the decision. And when you have it all in one place, it's super easy for me to be like, this campaign over here might be doing well before, but recently it's just spent like exactly $2,400 and it brought in like one set. For example, comparatively to the other days, that's much slower. So that means that there's something that happened on this day I need to address immediately. And imagine this at 4x, right? Like, am I really going to let myself spend $10,000 on a campaign and get results that are subpar? No. And it's good because if I took 4 hours to compile all this data every single morning or had one of my team members do that, then we are 4 hours worth of however much I'm spending per day out of pocket. That's money that we lost when we could have just looked here. It's all in one place. I built the dashboard right one time with AI. Make a quick decision. Trend signals you can set up based on your KPIs internally, whether that be like 10% of marketing spend, $200 cost per appointment, $300 cost per appointment, 25% closing rate. You're also able to flag different things, which I really like. And this is not, by the way, only extending to marketing. It also extends to sales. So having something set up for sales where you're able to see how your closers are doing on a day-by-day basis, that's also very important. Which is why what I have set up is a sales dashboard as well in the same area, so I don't have to click between 100 different tabs, but I have a sales dashboard that was set up by one of my amazing team members using AI, and we're able to track by closer, like what's their close rate, what's their average cash collected per appointment, what's their show rate, and based on these metrics, we're able to inform like, okay, who's doing what? If there's a drop-off on specific days, is it marketing or sales data related? And we're able to fix the feedback loop instead of letting a week pass, waiting for the 2 times a week sales training, which you probably have as well, if not at least that much, probably more or less. We don't wait for that. We have data right away. We make decisions, we give feedback immediately so that there's never a lull in how much we spend relative to how much we make. If we were to 4x our systems right now would break. We would need something way more comprehensive because we can't let that amount of time surpass because the stakes are higher. And that's why using AI to build these systems out is so important. And that's what I do for my clients as well. I want to show you another example of something that I'm doing for my clients, which is very cool. By the way, you can sort by closer. These are specific things that you should have set up, internal KPIs, things all in one place. Google Sheets might work up to a certain point, but it gets a little bit finicky. So it's better to have actual visualizations and pull everything into one area. Here is what I do for my clients in terms of making them more money with my ad system. Every client that works with me, we do this for them. All right, so one of the things that I equipped my team with is the ability to create media for the ads that we launch for our clients. We know, and you know, having been in the game, creatives and marketing material is super important, especially when you're trying to scale past a couple $1,000s a day in ad spend. You're trying to close at least like 6 to mid 6 or up to 7 figures in sales from a single marketing channel. It's very important that you're able to iterate with new creatives consistently. So what we have set up is a system to substitute for the times that our clients are unable to, or not fast enough, or due to weather constraints, or customers' delays, or non-compliance from sales reps. We're able to substitute their creative production with AI. We've created a system that looks at the best performing ads historically that we've ran for our clients. And then we come into them, we analyze what are the patterns, what do the specific ads look like, and then let's use AI to recreate stuff that looks similar in the concept, but not visual, so it feels different to the homeowners in that area. So with a click of a few buttons, I'm able to click a few buttons, put in a few faces of some of the team members, have the company's branding, maybe some trucks, and some top performing creatives. And I'm able to just essentially talk about how many images I want to generate, what the season is, the scene, the type of roof type that I want, or HVAC. We have a system for HVAC and more to come. And we simply add it to queue. And it sets up creatives. All right, and with the click of a few buttons, it's still populating some of the other creatives out of the 12. But we have new marketing material that looks pretty darn realistic with that of what should be the same environment, same city, same trees, same sidewalks, landmarks, house style, and architecture of your location. And this would serve as substitutes, not complete replacement of the pictures that you take, the drone footage, the testimonials, the in-office comedy skits or whatever you're filming for your team. It's supposed to supplement that. And you can see here how the attention to detail is quite realistic, although I will be blurring a lot of this out. It does capture some subtle details like sunlight and angles, imperfections, and it is people from your team. That is exactly what we do for our clients. That's how we're able to run way more operationally efficient. And especially when you're having a lot more spend at the table with marketing, stakes get a lot higher. You're not able to make as many mistakes. The room for error and the time to iterate is much less. And so these are the systems that enable for us as a company at RoofIgnite to get marketing clients for our marketing agency, as well as help our clients scale their marketing spend while keeping things very efficient and tight. Having somebody who knows AI on your team, or just knowing what you actually want to work on immediately, that would be the biggest bottleneck to solve, as well as the biggest needle mover. That's going to be your best friend. And so these ideas are just some of the things out of many hundreds of implementations across my company that I've been able to do. And so hopefully this has given you some inspiration as to what you need to take action on specifically inside of your business, as these are some specific bottleneck solvers for us that have been major value creators. That being said, if you want to learn more about how we can help your business specifically with bringing in more homeowner appointments consistently as a new marketing channel alongside what you might have already done to get your business to 7 to low 8 figures, then I recommend you click on the link inside of the bio and fill out your information, apply to work with us, and speak to one of my team members. We'll walk through exactly your numbers, your specific bottlenecks, some new additions to what it is our main services, which is meta ads and getting homeowner appointments, high quality appointments exclusive to you on your sales team's calendar. But there's also other areas that we've been successfully expanding into to help with sales consulting, AI implementation, and just high level needle movers. So if that sounds interesting to you, then click on the link in the bio. Otherwise, thanks for watching.